So what I mean by the title of this video is that thinking really doesn't get you anywhere. And for the majority of people, they think that thinking and having these grand ideas really is a sign of intelligence. But the thing is, we have to reframe what intelligence really is. What is intelligence? Is it the thoughts you have, the verbose ideas that you can formulate in your mind and you can spread around? Or is it the actions that you can put on and you can do these actions, you can get a certain result that benefits your life and your goals? What is intelligence? If intelligence is thinking all these grand ideas and you don't really get anything out of it in the end, then why do we put such an emphasis on intelligence in the first place? Right? So I think that intelligence actually is something completely different. I think the smartest people just do. They just do things because they have become so intelligent that they've actually reasoned in their mind that the thinking that they're doing doesn't actually get them anywhere, so why do it at all? I'm not telling people to not think at all, of course. Thinking is what gives these grand ideas. If you can have a grand idea and you can put it onto paper and then you can put it out into the world and make it a real manifestation, then of course it's good. But for the majority of people, we're all just thinking. Every single piece of media that we consume and that we get into our heads is all just intelligence. But what does it do for us? What does that news story in the news, oh, this happened over here and this influencer and this political thing happened? It's like, you know these things, but you know, you're researching all these things about the environment, but you never do anything about the environment. You just have these thoughts about them. I have thoughts about politics and engineering. But they're not useful, they're just thoughts. Honestly, not only are they not useful, they are more of a detriment if you don't use them at all. Because thoughts are just calories that you're just spending. So you're just spending energy for a little show in your mind. It gets you nowhere. Unless you just want to be thinking all the time and that's your idea of success. Sure. So the reason I made this video is because I remember somebody said this in the video. They said, the smartest people, they say, the rich, let me make sure I get this right. They say the people that get the most money are either very intelligent or extremely dumb. Right? So the very intelligent people have already thought in their minds, why do I need to think so much? Doing a lot of action really gets me where I need to go. Let me just do that. And then the really dumb people, they don't really know how to think that much, so they just do things. And then they just keep iterating on that, and they don't really have these grand ideas, but they keep doing things, and they get money. Or they get success in whatever thing, whatever physical manifestation in the world, right? Their ideas are not in their minds. Either you're dumb and your ideas are not in your mind because you don't have any, or you're so smart that you realize that the ideas and the thoughts don't mean anything in the first place. So there's the bell curve, right? The smartest people and the dumbest people, and it kind of goes up to the middle, where most people are. They're in the middle. People think, oh, I'm really intelligent, I'm thinking, right? The examples that I just gave of the politics and the environment. It's like, it doesn't do anything. If you're thinking so much about the environment and you're not someone that's making some type of change in the world, if you're not going around doing some environmental project with your ideas, then ultimately it's not really useful. So your intelligence is really stupidity. Because they're ideas. Ideas are stupid. Alone. So, basically, the lesson I want to portray is that thinking gets you nowhere. And I'm not saying this as if I know better. Look, I'm probably the person that thinks so much. I think so much and I think I'm so smart, right? I have these grand ideas of how I could, build the biggest business really quickly. And yeah, I'm formulating these ideas and I'm becoming better with these ideas, but ultimately, they're not, they're not doing anything. These ideas are not being put on paper, right? So, and this is not a call to action to completely stop all thinking, right? But I think, but I believe that actually the best ideas and the best thoughts actually come into your mind when you're doing the action. When you're actually going out and you're trying to make actions towards the physical manifestation of your goals. You're doing these things. You do that, and then you can start thinking while you're doing it. Real life experience is often underrated. It's very underrated because people have, now that we're in, can't talk. Now that we are in an information age, we believe that the information is now valuable because we have so much of it at our fingertips, and now it's valuable in and of itself. But it's not. It's not at all. So that's what I've been thinking about, ironically. Basically, if you're one of these people, I'm just going to make a call to action. And this is more advice for me than for anyone, but if you can take this, it's going to be good. Listen, if you're one of the people that likes to sit all day pondering and thinking, and you kind of get like this ego boost of like having these good ideas, you need to start thinking more and more. You can keep thinking, but think about what I just told you. Think about becoming so intelligent that you're like, actually, let me cut down on my thinking and actually do more action. That would be the more intelligent thing. Strange. It's a strange, like, dichotomy. Thinking so much and becoming so intelligent that you realize that intelligence is useless in the way that you've been using it. And maybe you're having your doubts. You see someone like Albert Einstein. He was a thinker. Thomas Edison. He thought. He had ideas. But they actually did something with their thoughts. And I can guarantee that they did a lot more work than they did thinking. Either Albert Einstein, he had to put his thoughts out into the world in a very productive manner. Thomas Edison, he had to build a light bulb. He had to put his thoughts on paper and make something that's actually useful. Sure, you could have thought all day, oh, E equals MC squared. Oh yeah. But we wouldn't have known about Albert Einstein, or he wouldn't have made any dent in the world if all he did was think. So stop thinking, start doing. That's it. Become super intelligent and stop thinking.